Good day. My name is Christine Goldberg, and I am an assistant professor in the Department of Educational Innovation here at West Georgia. I have not always been a professor. I was a regular classroom teacher for more than 30 years. I taught at every level, from pre-K to elementary, middle, and high school, and then adults. I started at the university here as an adjunct in approximately 2003, and I'm now finishing my 4th year as a full-time professor here. So you can see I've been in education a long time. Now, you can consider me your stand-up comedian for the day. I really am older than dirt, okay? And what I tell you with a grain of salt, and my purpose is to just let you know that we all struggle, all right? It didn't happen overnight. The tooth fairy did not fly over, and pixie dust did not fall down on us. It's a slog, okay? So the first thing I want you to know is that I wish that somebody would have told me when I started my dissertation process, or the doctoral process, period, that it was going to take me 3 years without a social life. Not that I have a big one anyway, okay? But I was older when I got it. I was over 50, and it really meant a lot to me to finally bring what I considered a culmination of my career aspirations for learning. Not that we ever stop learning, but the ultimate degree, which I had wanted for a long time, but never got off my duff and did it. All right, so that's what I want you to know. It's a long time, it's a long process. There will be times when you have a lot to do or you are a little stressed, but you won't have a social life like you always do, but so what? The reward is tremendous, okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is that one thing I wish, I think you need to know this in order to complete it, is not to get discouraged when someone is giving you criticism about your work. It is meant to be constructive criticism. Just because we have a lot of degrees, doing a dissertation is a lot different from just getting degrees and writing small papers here and there. Somebody used to tell me, because I wrote in a different style, just tell them what you're going to tell them. Tell them, and then tell them what you told them. And it was such a difficult concept for me. For crying out loud, if I've told them once, I've told them, right? Well, no, that doesn't apply here. So just take what your professors say. They are only looking to make your end product much better. And in many cases, sometimes a product will be much more than publishable. I just helped a friend of mine, a longtime friend, complete a degree from another university, and his dissertation is fantastic. There's nothing in the field out there, and we really worked hard on it together. But the first time they sent something back to him, he actually took offense. Now, honestly, he wouldn't care if I said his name. I said, Greg, get over it, you know? And he did, and he's done a great job. So that's all you have to do. Do not take offense if your professors criticize something. The second thing is, why was I successful? I was successful because I persevered. You have to have perseverance. In regular things in your life, you have ups and downs. And during this process, you will have ups and downs. It's just normal. And at some point, you may even think, oh, am I doctoral material? Well, heck yes, you are. It was competitive to get into here. We didn't just take some guy off the street, you know. So you will be just fine. But perseverance is the biggest thing of all, especially when you get to the writing. And there might be a time you get, quote, writer's block. Just keep on writing. Write down anything, all right? Go away for a few hours, come back and look at it and go, why did I say that? I'll say something better. And invariably, that's how the process goes. The thing about obstacles, there are obstacles. And I would say the biggest obstacle for me was that I tried to do too many things in my survey, and I wish I would have had somebody tell me, don't do too much. And that's why I'm going to tell you my story here. I did a survey of everybody in my county. It was, about 920 teachers at that time. And it was about technology integration and why they didn't know what they needed to know and what did they need to know and what their theories were about professional development and so forth. Well, At that time, because it was in 1997, all you had to do was ask permission from the superintendent. Well, I happened to have known the one who was superintendent, and he said, oh, just bring it over here, I'll give it to the principals, a principals meeting. So I put them in, big folders by how many teachers were at each school, had the principal's name on it. Because the superintendent gave it to them, they thought they had to have their staff do them. I received 864 back, which meant that the only ones I didn't get back were the people who were still stuck on bus duty, for crying out loud, right? So, because I had asked 32 distinct questions, some of which had parts, it took me 2 whole weeks, 2 weeks of working 8 to 10 hours a day just to input the data into the SPSS program. You don't want to put yourself in that position, okay? Trust me, you don't want to do that. So limit what you're doing. Make it substantial, but limit. Don't try to solve every problem in the world in your dissertation. Now, here's my final thoughts to you. Years ago, somebody said to me to think of the doctoral process, especially the dissertation process, as like this. You are in that animal cage in the circus, and you are the animals. And your professors are the guys with the whip, okay? Those little hoops with the fire in them, you just jump through them one at a time. And before you know it, you're at the last hoop, and you're done. So everything you do, every class, every little piece of writing, just think of it as another hoop. There really is no mystery. It's hard work and perseverance. And in the end, jump through that final hoop, voila. Thanks. Have a good experience.